The California Gold Rush and the Chinese by Clare, Brooke, Ed, and Jake. When you think of 49ers, do you think of regular football players or do you think of the gold miners? It all started when carpenter James Marshall was building a sawmill and saw a little something glittering in the water. He picked it up and discovered it was gold. Word of Marshall's discovery got out, and everyone in California rushed to Northern California to get rich. A year later, tens of thousands of gold seekers raced to join the gold rush. Men came from all over, including Mexico, South America, Europe, Australia, and even China. These people were known as the 49ers. Some of the 49ers had to go across land to get to California, and some had rough travels over water. At the time, anywhere there was gold, there was a mining camp. Men would start little saloons and sell eggs and flour for ridiculous prices. California did not have any police to keep the miners in line, so the camps were not that safe. A man by the name of Lewis Clapp wrote, "In a short space of 24 hours, we had murders, fearful accidents, bloody deaths, a mob, whippings, a hanging, an attempt at suicide, and a fatal duel." It was not easy for the miners to dig gold out of the ground either. They had to stand in icy streams digging up mud and stones just to try to find a little piece of gold. The gold rush only lasted 3 years. In 1852, nobody could find any more gold. During the gold rush, about 250,000 people fled to California. The 49ers helped transform the Golden State, California. The Chinese heard about the gold rush and started calling California the Golden Mountain. The Chinese were really poor and hungry, so California sounded like the land of opportunity. By 1852, more than 20,000 Chinese traveled across the sea to California. At first, the Chinese weren't welcome, so gold mining became difficult, and the Americans' attitude towards the Chinese immigrants changed. The American miners called in the government to drive out the Chinese. Vroom, vroom. In 1852, the state of California passed a law requiring Chinese miners to pay fees once a month to mine. But the Chinese kept up with the fees anyways and kept searching for gold. The majestic Chinese men liked to grow out their long hair, and the Americans noticed that the fees for mining didn't drive the Chinese away, so they chopped off the hair because they knew the Chinese wouldn't like that. So after the Chinese stayed, even though they got their hair cut off, so beating and burns came after. The Chinese were very sad and terrified, so they went to California cities to open restaurants, laundromats, and other stores. Most of the Chinese hoped to return home, becoming rich, but most of them stayed in the U.S. Thanks for watching, even though you didn't have a choice.